してください。This is an announcement for transit passengers flying on Japan Airlines Flight 480 Tokyo. Due to the entry restrictions of Japan, we are checking your travel documents and My SOS pre-registration. If your documents have not been checked at Helsinki, please contact the gate staff prior to boarding.
Has attached a yellow tag to it.
Cabin crew boarding completed.
Please place it in the seat in front of you. Our aircraft. Smartphones and other handheld electronic devices may be used from gate to landing in flight mode and in normal mode after landing. All other electronic
Hyvä. Hyvä tyttö. Sieni. you.